Police are on the hunt tonight for a man who opened fire in an Omaha park. The victim, who tried to stop an assault, took the bullet. The incident unfolded about 2 hours ago in Orchard Park near 65th and Hartman.
It's a bizarre story. Here's what Omaha police are telling us tonight. Around 8, a man came out of the woods and started assaulting a woman. A complete stranger stepped in and tried to defend her. Well, the suspect and the stranger started to fight when a gun fell out of the suspect's pants. The police say that's when everyone in the park started to run. The suspect picked up the gun and started firing, hitting the man who tried to break up the fight. He was taken to the Creighton Trauma Center in critical condition. The suspect ran back into the woods and is still on the run tonight.
Police are still looking for the person who pulled the trigger in a shooting overnight near 37th and Pratt. Multiple people were gunned down in a car. 3 victims were hit with bullets. 1 man died from his injuries. The shooter is still out there. Rebecca Ray went to the neighborhood this afternoon to search for more answers.
I heard about 10, 12 gunshots, and then I got up and ran into the bathroom.
2:30 in the morning, and Shamira Dunbar immediately identified the loud pops outside her home.
It sounded like they were right in between the houses, and like the bullets were gonna fly into the house. It sounded like they were right in front of my front door.
Fearing stray bullets would rip through her walls, she ducked for cover.
I didn't know where the bullets were coming from, and I wasn't trying to see.
Dunbar's home wasn't hit, but 3 people outside her home were not as lucky. Police say gunfire killed 23-year-old LaDonte Doherty. A 22-year-old and a 20-year-old are also in the hospital recovering from gunshot wounds.
The other 2 are expected to survive their injuries. We're in the very early stages of this investigation right now, and so we're asking anyone with information to call the Omaha Police Homicide Unit or Crime Stoppers if they wish to remain anonymous.
Police believe shots were fired near 37th and Pratt. Then the victims drove their car 2 blocks south to 37th and Bedford, where they crashed. Dunbar says it's not the first time she's been afraid, and it won't be the last.
No one cares anymore. And these young kids around here, they just out here just doing whatever, just shooting at people. They don't care. They don't have any morals.
Rebecca Ray, KMTV, Action 3 News.
Police have not arrested any suspects. A possible suspect car is described as a white or gray mid-size SUV. Crime Stoppers is offering a $25,000 cash reward.
In Missouri, tensions are escalating between the Ferguson community and the police department. Family and friends gathered across the street from the police station today to hold a vigil for Michael Brown, who was shot and killed 1 week ago by Officer Darren Wilson. Polo Sandoval has the latest.
Saturday marked 1 week since Michael Brown was fatally shot by Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson. Protesters held a vigil for the teen across the street from the police station, silently raising their arms in the air. According to witnesses, it's the same thing Brown did before he was shot.
It was 7 days ago when Michael Brown was gunned down by Darren Wilson. The protest is to be silent, our hands uplifted, don't shoot, and our heads down in deference to the parents who have lost their child.
Ferguson police released surveillance video of a male fitting Brown's description allegedly stealing cigars and roughing up a store clerk. The video was put out Friday when authorities revealed Wilson as the officer who shot Brown. The Justice Department opposed the video's release, saying it would only increase tensions in the community. Missouri Senator Jamila Nasheed voiced the same sentiment.
I think that it was a malice move. It was a move that does not work in the best interest of peace and calm.
Local businesses continue to be targeted by looters. Police stood by overnight but made no move to intervene. Some owners and employees are expressing their frustration.
You don't know who to trust. You don't know who the good guys is or who the bad guys is because of this situation. So out here, people are fearful.
While others are taking matters into their own hands. In Ferguson, Missouri, I'm Polo Sandoval reporting.
Missouri Governor Jay Nixon declared a state of emergency today and imposed a curfew in the St. Louis suburb.
There could be legal consequences for the Nebraska Psychiatric Hospital in Lincoln that denied a judge's order to house convicted killer Nico Jenkins. A criminal defense attorney out of Scottsbluff says the Lincoln Regional Center is not above the law. and should be providing treatment for those in state custody with serious mental illness. An Omaha judge ruled Jenkins too mentally ill to sentence him and that he be treated at LRC. The hospital rejected the request, saying Jenkins is too dangerous to be held there. OPPD is sending out a warning tonight. There's another phone billing scam circling the metro. The utility company says the over-the-phone ploy attempts to intimidate customers into thinking their power could be cut off if they don't pay hundreds of dollars. These scammers do not work for the district. OPPD said it's received 37 reports of phone bill collector calls in June and 36 as of August 14th.
3 people are recovering from injuries tonight after escaping a burning home. One man even jumped from the 2nd floor to survive. Firefighters rushed to 42nd and Evans to find flames shooting from this house. Officials said the fire started in the kitchen around 2:30 in the morning. 4 people were home. One man jumped from the upper story, one man cut himself on a window getting out, and a woman was burned, and a 4th person who got out is okay. Investigators said the fire started from a pot of grease left on the stove. The UNO dorm, heavily damaged by a massive fire earlier this year, has been rebuilt and is ready for new students. University officials say students will start moving into the rebuilt Scott Village dorm tomorrow when students begin moving in for the new academic year. In February, the fire destroyed the roof and 3rd floor of the 3-story building. No students were injured. Investigators said that the fire was caused by a discarded cigarette on an apartment balcony.
A teen with a personal project collected hundreds of toys today to donate to children in need. He says he knows what these kids are going through. Doug Pepper held a toy drive at the Walmart on 72nd Street. He collected toys for the kids staying in the University of Nebraska Medical Center's Child Life program. The 15-year-old had a successful liver transplant there a year and a half ago. Now as a part of his Eagle Scout project, he said he wanted to give back.
The Child Life program really helped me have fun and forget about what I was going through. And the project is to give back to them and allow other kids to have fun while they're staying there.
Doug will donate the items he collected today and from his hometown in Indianola, Iowa, to UNMC on September 6th.
Well, good for Doug. The line stretched, people waiting for 2 hours to get into a special summer barbecue. The Open Door Mission hosted its annual community picnic today. A couple thousand people showed up for a little food and games. Those look good right there. It's an alternative for families who can't make a trip out of town.
Many families in our community cannot afford to go on a summer vacation or go to the state fair, and today is a community picnic that's free.
Well, it obviously takes a lot to put on a picnic of this size. A couple hundred volunteers also chipped in to help.
Talk about one last hurrah for summer. Visitors to the Henry Doorly Zoo got quite the show, and it wasn't from the animals today. Sweet Beats. That's the Omaha Street Percussion Group. They were performing for the annual Back to School Bash. And then there's this group of limber folks showing off their moves. The zoo hosts this event every year. Wow, a chance for families to have a little fun together before the school year gets into full swing.
Megan can do those moves right there.
Oh,
no
it's been
problem.
years.
And she'd love to demonstrate right now.
Right now, can you do? We can
Put
spread
your
out.
hands
I don't know if we
together,
have
ladies and
enough
gentlemen.
time. I think we're running a little heavy.
Okay, we might.